CTV News at 5 with Tony Ryma and Rick Wyman with weather.
Good evening. So glad you could be with us on this Friday, October 24th. A North Bay driver is facing 17 criminal charges after fleeing from police. Around 2 Wednesday afternoon, OPP officers tried to pull over a vehicle on Highway 17. The driver didn't stop, striking a stationary cruiser as they fled. A call then came in about dangerous driving in a parking lot off Highway 11 before police found the vehicle on Tomiko Lake Road. A search led police to illicit drugs, illegal weapons, and cash. The 38-year-old faces 17 weapons trafficking and dangerous driving charges. Shifting gears now, another cool one out there. Are the temperatures going to be on the rise, or will we see any sunshine? For more details, let's bring in CTV's Lindsay Alick, filling in for Rick Wyman.
Thanks, Tony. Your first weather brought to you by CAA. Become a member at getcaa.ca. As Tony mentioned, things are definitely cool across the Northeast. Some communities could even see a little bit of sleet, possibly some snowfall. How long will it be sticking around? What about that sunshine? What does your weekend weather forecast look like? I have all of those details and more coming up in your 5-day forecast. But for now, I'll send it back over to you, Tony.
Thanks for that, Lindsay. A Brampton man was back in court today. He's going to be sentenced for hitting a North Bay police officer with a stolen vehicle last spring. Shahibjot Singh pled guilty in August to assault of a peace officer, impaired driving, and flight from police. Singh had previously admitted to being under the influence of illicit drugs when he stole a vehicle and used it to hit a police sergeant, pinning him between the SUV and another vehicle. The Crown is asking for a 5-year sentence, less time served, while Singh's lawyer is arguing he should receive an enhanced credit for time served and be sentenced to only time served. Singh is in Canada on a student visa from India and was studying at Canadore College. Singh cannot get into the immigration system until his charges are dealt with, and while serving a sentence, he cannot be deported. A sentence will be handed down November 6th. A Timmins city councillor is garnering support for the closure of a downtown laneway. Corey Robbins says recent behaviors in the laneway are causing grave concern and urges everyone to make their voices heard. CTV's Lydia Chubak reports.
So that means that this winter...
Councillor Corey Robbins says it's time to close up this laneway in the downtown. This stretch runs east and west between Pine Street South and Spruce Street South, parallel to 3rd Avenue. While he says police and outreach workers are doing their best to check up on this area, he says some people are causing problems.
What's left is a small group of people that are causing mischief and setting fires and harassing people that are coming through, and just general things that weren't occurring earlier this year. People are making campfires in this laneway. We've discovered that over the last few weeks, as well as there was a fire in the building behind me where they set a fire right behind the back door and burned a portion of the building.
Robin says he's asked the city if the laneway can be closed, and he says he's been told yes, it can, but council would have to vote on it. The city's community programs manager told CTV News it would be inappropriate to comment on the proposal before the matter is discussed by council.
In order for it to be closed, the council has to pass a resolution.
And Robin says community involvement is key to ensure the initiative is a success and welcomes all letters of support.
I've decided to take it on myself and put the work in and put the time in and reach out to the community for support, which I'm getting, to close it.
Robin says he'll deliver a presentation at the November 11th meeting. If the resolution is passed, Robin says it's unlikely barriers would go up before spring. And if this area is closed off, Robin says it's an opportunity to explore options for enhancing the space. Lydia Chubak, CTV News, Timmins.
Just days after a mining-related rock burst at Creighton Mine in Sudbury was felt across much of the city, a slightly bigger one shook the area again this morning. According to Earthquakes Canada, the 3.5 magnitude seismic event hit the area at 11:20 a.m. in the area of Creighton Mine. That compares to the 2.9 magnitude quake that was felt on October 19th. Valley officials say Creighton Mine experienced a seismic event measuring 3.97 in magnitude. All employees are safe and accounted for, and all established protocols were followed. Members of the public with questions are encouraged to contact Valley's Community Concerns line. According to social media, residents from Lively, New Sudbury, the South End, and the Valley felt the quake. Residents are encouraged to submit a "Did you feel it?" report on the Earthquakes Canada website.
Of the felt reports, and oftentimes the distribution of these felt reports will depend on the geology on which people are situated. So if you have sediments, you often have higher amplification and of seismic energy in those regions, which causes people to report a higher level of shaking. And then within 100 meters or so, you may have someone on bedrock where the shaking may be much less. And so you may have quite a difference in these felt reports. And this all ties into our seismic hazard models, which we use to inform the building code.
Officials say this is the second largest event in recent history, with the largest being a magnitude of 4.1 that occurred in 2006. It's time for a quick break. Coming up on CTV News at 5, Lindsay has your full weather forecast. First, let's head to Worthington Street in downtown North Bay. This is courtesy of the city. It's 5 degrees. We are back in a few minutes.
Welcome back. Well, certainly seeing quite a bit of cloud cover across the Northeast at this hour. As we take a look at our forecast radar, as you can see, there is a little bit of precipitation lingering over Kapuskasing and Timmins at this hour, as well as in Sault Ste. Marie. Could even see a few showers in Sudbury and some other communities as well, but it will be short-lived. The bulk of that precipitation will be out of the region by those early morning hours tomorrow, and then it looks like just a little bit of cloud cover will be left before it slowly makes its way out of the region on Sunday, and then it looks like lots of sunshine in the forecast. In terms of temperatures, we're certainly sitting around the seasonal mark, but with that wind chill value, it can certainly feel a little bit cooler in the morning hours and as we dip down in the evening hours as well. Let's take a closer look at the next 5 days, beginning with Sudbury. Nickel Belt cloud cover for tomorrow, a high of 6 degrees. Dipping down to an overnight low of -4. Definitely take into account that with that wind chill, it's going to feel even a little bit cooler as we head into Sunday. Sunshine takes over the forecast and will dominate for the next couple of days, getting all the way up to a high of 8 degrees on Monday and Tuesday, sitting a little bit above seasonal. Sault Ste. Marie, Algoma, partly sunny skies for your Saturday, a high of 9 degrees. But as you can see, we dip down in those evening hours, an overnight low of 1 degree, sitting right at that freezing mark as we head into Sunday. But your daytime high getting all the way up to 11. So certainly going to be a great day to get outside, get those chores done, rake those leaves if you need to get it done. Timmins, Cochrane, Kapuskasing, there is a chance we could see some sleet tomorrow, the mixing of that rain and snow, getting up to a high of only 3 degrees. As we head into Sunday, that wind chill is definitely predominant, sitting at a high of 7 degrees, but with that wind chill in the morning, feeling around -5. As we head into Timiskaming Shores, Kirkland Lake, a similar weather story here. Could see a little bit of sleet for your Saturday before sunshine takes over, and we'll be sticking around for at least a couple of days. Finally, North Bay, West Nipissing, 30% chance of flurries for your Saturday. Again, won't see likely too much accumulation, a high of 6 degrees. Sunshine on Sunday and a high of 6 degrees. That's a look at your 5-day forecast. Tony, it's back over to you.
Thanks so much for that, Lindsay. The federal government is helping companies showcase their products at the Royal Agricultural Winter Fair next month in Toronto. CTV's Alan Everson has details.
The federal government announcing it's investing over $780,000 to help 47 agri-food businesses be exhibitors at the Northern Ontario Agri-food Pavilion at the Royal from November 7th to 16th.
In Northern Ontario, agriculture is important. Direct and indirect jobs equal about 6,000 people that are involved. And every year we keep on adding agricultural land here in the north with new crops as the climate extends and longer growing hours.
FedNor has been funding the pavilion for over 22 years, and it's grown to over 7,000 square feet.
And I think the biggest number for me is over the past 10 years, the businesses that have attended have sales in excess of $10 million. And I think that's a significant highlight because they wouldn't have access to those markets here in Northern Ontario.
Isabel Spence-Legault operates a horticultural farm in Cache Bay. She produces herbal teas and showcased her products in 2023 at the Northern Ontario Agri-food Pavilion.
So there's a lot of camaraderie amongst the exhibitors. A potential for cross-collaboration starts happening after you're there for 10 days intensively sharing this experience. It really does provide some of those linkages that are important for long-term growth.
Spence Legault says the opportunity opened new doors for her business.
One of the biggest things is the potential for finding distribution networks. When I was there, I was approached by a local grocer, or rather a national grocer, and they offered to have my products available in 12 of their stores. And that wouldn't have been an opportunity I would have had access to had I just stayed in Northern Ontario.
Officials with FedNor say the Royal Agriculture Winter Fair attracts close to 300,000 people to experience the country in the city. Alana Everson, CTV News, Sturgeon Falls.
Despite a period of uncertainty this year, Wordstock Sudbury Literary Festival is now underway. The two-day event brings together lovers of words, authors, and poets. Organizers say this is a chance for readers and writers to meet authors, exchange ideas, and engage in conversations.
Yeah, well, we have so many brilliant writers and poets here in town, and who have the connections of their own, and with, again, the great work of our festival planning committee, who are a lot of them writers themselves, we were able to sort of, bridge all these connections that are across the country and create our group of individuals who are joining us this weekend.
The opening ceremony for Wordstock Sudbury Literary Festival starts at 6:30 this evening. The event wraps up tomorrow night at 7:30. It's a great initiative coming up on CTV News at 5, a program to help young Indigenous hockey players and the game they love.
Hockey This Week is brought to you by Rastall Nut and Bolt Company. Welcome back to Hockey This Week. We have a special guest in Graham McWaters from Richmond Hill. He's involved with the Indigenous Hockey Equipment Drive as the founder and chief coordinator. Graham, thanks for joining us tonight.
Well, thank you for having me.
Okay, you were in Sudbury recently, very successful from what we can see from the numerous pictures and the video. You're progressing really well after 10 or so years.
Yeah, we've been doing this now since 2014, and since inception we've delivered over 6,000 hockey bags and over 10,000 sticks to 71 Indigenous communities across Canada.
Okay, so who's donating and where is the gear going to?
So the gear is donated by local hockey families. We travel all across Ontario to pick it up, mostly in the Greater Toronto area. So we'll do a hockey drive for 6 hours at a hockey rink with a hockey association or a hockey team. We gather the bags, we sort them, tag them, bag them, put them in our warehouse, and then about 3-4 times a year, we distribute the gear to Indigenous communities in Ontario. But over the last couple of years, we've expanded to the Northwest Territories, to Manitoba, and to Quebec.
That's quite the task. Where is the gear going here in Northeastern Ontario?
Well, we just made a trip up on the weekend to Sudbury, and we gave the gear to Sagamok, Wanapitei, and some people came in from Timmins so they could deliver it to Attawapiskat, Fort Albany, and we also have some people that are coming to Barrie in a couple weeks that missed Sudbury from Thessalon and from Wiki. So there's quite a few people from your neck of the woods up in Northern Ontario, Sudbury area. We've delivered to Whitefish before. We've delivered to Little Current. So there's quite a few. Garden River. It's a lot of people in the north of Sudbury and the west of Sudbury get hockey gear from us every year.
Okay, so what's the response been from the recipients?
Wow, the response is overwhelming. We get comments that blew us away, that actually brought a tear to our eyes. We've had people say to us, not only are you changing lives, but you're saving lives. The one community up at Tagamu that was in this weekend, they drove for 5.5 hours, 6 hours to come and get the gear. They told us a couple of years ago that the suicide rate has been reduced in their community since the children have started playing hockey.
Hockey is a great game, and without people like you, Graham, at least leading the effort, really, it's a significant contribution to various communities, not only here in northeastern Ontario, but you're spreading west. Best of luck. Thank you for doing this. Please keep us posted about your future endeavors down the road, and if we can help here in northeastern Ontario in gathering gear, you know we'll be right behind that effort.
Thank you very much for having us. Take
Graham
care.
McWater is my guest, of course. He leads the Indigenous Hockey Equipment Drive. We're back with more hockey this week in 7 days.
And last night in the OHL, just one Northern team on the ice. Lots of back and forth between the North Bay Battalion and the Peterborough Petes. Bronson Ride with a big shot last night, tying the game and sending it into overtime. That's where Parker Vaughan took over, scoring the game-winning goal just minutes into overtime. North Bay wins 5-4 over the Petes. And the Petes continue their northern tour in Sault Ste. Marie tonight, where they take on the Greyhounds, while the Sudbury Wolves play host to the Barrie Colts. Both games starting around 6 tonight, the early start time to allow fans to catch Game 1 of the World Series after their tilts. In the NOJHL Thursday night, the Sudbury Cubs showing off special teams with 3 power play goals and 1 shorthanded. They take down the Blind River Beavers 6-1. Tonight, there are 3 games on deck in the NOJHL. The Greater Sudbury Cubs are in Powassan to face off against the Voodoos, while the French River Rapids head north to Kirkland Lake to take on the Gold Miners. And it's a battle of the border tonight as Michigan's Sioux Eagles face off against the Sioux Thunderbirds. All 3 games are 7 o'clock starts. Toronto's top professional sports teams are cheering on the Blue Jays. Despite the Toronto Raptors hosting their home opener tonight, they changed their social media logo to a photo of their iconic team dinosaur decked out in Blue Jays gear. Meanwhile, the Toronto Maple Leafs changed their profile picture to one of their team logos with the words, "Let's go Blue Jays," adding, "Toronto wants it all." And to football, the Toronto Argonauts joined in with a special Blue Jays version of their own logo, adding, "Want it all. We're with you, Blue Jays." In other news now, the OPP Association has named a new president and vice president. Dave Dubé, who serves with the Kirkland Lake Detachment, has been named as the association's vice president. Dubé was the OPP Association president for Branch 12 North until elected as a provincial director. He says he is honored to be named to the position and is looking forward to the advocacy work that comes with the role. The Sault Symphony Orchestra is playing in celebration tomorrow. The orchestra has a show planned for tomorrow, but it will now feature a special guest from the Ontario Arts Council. The group will receive an orchestra award, which comes with a $5,000 check. The award is honoring the symphony's artistic and organizational achievements. The concert is tomorrow at 2 p.m. at the Machine Shop. A new French language Catholic elementary school officially celebrated its opening in Sudbury today. École Catholique Notre Place held an inauguration ceremony and received a blessing from the bishop. The new building is home to just over 400 kindergarten to grade 8 students in the Val Thorez area of the city. The school features a state-of-the-art STEAM lab, a wellness center, and reflective spaces in the library that honor First Nations, Métis, and Inuit people. So, do you like to decorate for Halloween? When we return, we take you to a home in Sudbury where a homeowner has gone all out.
Pure Country 91.7 wants to send you to Sandals South Coast in Jamaica. We're giving away an all-inclusive Caribbean vacation for 2 every weekday. Listen for your chance to win. Pure Country Passport with Sandals Resorts. Get closer to the Caribbean.
Our first community close-up comes to us from a town east of Sault Ste. Marie. Janet Tesse snapped this gorgeous picture from Thessalon and sent it to us. Check out the sunset. Thanks so much for thinking of us, Janet. Nickel City Wind Ensemble and Jazz Ensemble is presenting Tunes and Tales on Sunday at the Sudbury Theatre Centre. The concert begins at 1 p.m. It's $20 for adults, $10 for seniors and students, plus children under 12 are free. And 1 week from today is Halloween, and some people are really getting into the season of the witch. Check out this haunted house set up on Ringside Court in Sudbury South End, and it looks like a lot of work went into this. So if you have any pictures, videos, or events you'd like us to showcase, you can always email them to us at communitycloseup@bellmedia.ca. And finally, Game 1 of the World Series between the Toronto Blue Jays and the Los Angeles Dodgers starts tonight. It's the Jays' first time in the championship in 32 years, and many people are changing their plans just to watch the game. CTV's Madison Merrier has more.
Malley and Jason Ostapik have been planning their wedding, but what they didn't expect was that their favorite team would make it to the final round of playoffs during their ceremony.
Well, obviously the day is super exciting to begin with, so anything that adds to that excitement, you know, we more than welcome it. So
go Jays!
Yeah, go Jays!
The couple is now planning on bringing the Jays into the wedding.
I mean, we did not anticipate that when we scheduled our day, but it's very interesting. It's fun. Initially, they were scheduled for 1 p.m. to start, so we were talking with our officiant on how to get updates on the Jays game while we're getting married.
But the happy couple isn't the only ones accommodating the big game. The Sioux Greyhounds and the Sudbury Wolves are changing their game times from 7 p.m. to 6 p.m. to allow fans to support both their favorite teams back to back.
If you show your ticket, you're entered to win a pair of tickets to the World Series tomorrow. So all you have to do is have your ticket, of course, visit guest services, they'll give you a ballot.
The Arts are also showing support for the Canadian team. Yes Theatre's Wicked Gala will be hoping the Jays hitters defy gravity tonight.
So the theater world and the sports world will be meeting tonight. So as people are here enjoying the Yellow Brick Road and the Wicked themed food and drinks and music, we're also going to have the Jays on in a couple different spaces throughout the theater.
Regardless of the months-long planning, many people are adjusting and adding the Toronto Blue Jays into their plans. And for the diehard fans, Strictly Nostalgia has the seats to take your home screening to the next level. Madison Merrier, CTV News, Sudbury.
And there's more news for the North coming up at 6. For now, continue watching as we hand things over to CTV National News.